This is the Zion Lutheran Church, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, maybe like 80% of the distance west. And I'm here because I'm starting the drive-in for the highest point in Michigan, which will be highpoint 21. It's been a while, 2 years since July 4th, 2021. The last one was Ohio, number 20. This will be 21. So it's like another 10 miles drive in, but I'm starting the video here because apparently this is where you should start your drive in if you just put in the directions to Google Maps. What I read from the reviews was that it gets you there on some like really terrible roads. It's not the best way to drive there. And if you drive from here, there's blue directional signs showing you where to go. So I'm gonna do that drive, and then I'm hoping there's like a 3-mile hike option. That's what it looked like, but it might just be a drive up if there's no parking there. So it showed there's a trail on Strava, but whether there actually is one, I'm not sure. Long drive on a dirt road. So there's enough room to pull off the road. So I'm gonna do the hike in. It's 2.7 miles. Looks like it's blue blaze. There's plenty of room here off the road. I got out for like 5 seconds to change my shoes, and there were so many mosquitoes. So I don't know. Hopefully I can outwalk them, I guess. I'm gonna wear the raincoat and just put this in my pocket. Not sure I've ever hiked with a raincoat before. I forgot my camera stand, so I'm not gonna get any walking shots. It's kind of chilly. It's like 56 degrees. Decent waterfall just off the trail. You know, it's already not bad. Mosquitoes are coming for me. So there's some climbing. The elevation for this one is 1900 and change. So that puts it ahead of Indiana and Ohio. But, and Illinois, I think. But I think maybe Wisconsin as well. Minnesota should be more. And of course, New York and Pennsylvania are more. Hopefully this isn't too blurry with the wetness. Right, so this is my 4th year of getting high points. Year 1 was 2018. I did all the local, in quotes, Northeast. That's New England plus New York. The one that isn't local is Katahdin in Maine. And those were all separate trips. I combined New York and Vermont. But the rest were on their own. I think I did Rhode Island and Mass, then New Jersey, then Mount Washington, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Connecticut, Maine. Year 2, I was short on time for some reason, so it was like a 3-day trip, and I did the 3 that are really close together, mid-Atlantics, mid-Appalachians, whatever you want to call it. That's Delaware's not technically not part of that group, but Delaware is kind of just in suburbia. That's High Point. and then I did DC, why not? Then Maryland, or Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia. Year off because of the COVID restrictions. There were a lot of I needed to camp, and a lot of the campsites were closed because of COVID. So 2021 I went out and did the Southern Appalachians, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and then I added on Indiana and Ohio. On the way back, that brought me to 20. Last year, I think I was pretty focused on my running. Didn't get any done. And then this year, week off of work opened up an opportunity. I've been looking at the Great Lakes states for a little bit and figure it's time to get it done. But it's only 3, so it's going to be Michigan, tomorrow Wisconsin. The day after that is going to be Minnesota. And I love Illinois is kind of on the way back, and I love to do that, but they only open it 4 weekends a year for high pointing. It's private, so that one is probably gonna be way down the road and is gonna be like a flight out to Chicago in a rental car. So 3 this year. There's the possibility for a couple more, but I'm not sure how that's gonna shake out. So I'll plan on 3, and then I don't know when the next opportunity will come up, but the next possible year I'd like to do the rest of the South, basically everything, east of the Central Plains. That's basically deep south. It's not a very exciting bunch. A lot really hot, probably really buggy, a lot of flat high points. They're all 6-7 hours apart, so you can't just, you'd have to do each one on a separate day. I think Arkansas and Alabama's are probably decent. Other than that, not so good. So that's where I'm at with high pointing. Continue on, get Michigan. Impressions of this so far, just a pretty standard forest. This wouldn't be, this could be in any, maybe not Florida, but any eastern US state. This is what the entire eastern US looks like. And blue blaze, you could pretend it's Rhode Island or Connecticut. But I'm definitely glad it exists. Driving to the top is kind of disappointing. You want to see a little more of the terrain, which in this trip I did with the lakes, so wouldn't have been that bad, but yeah, don't want to drive to the top. Little detour here, stream crossing. So I'm 1.1 miles in. It's a 2.7 mile hike / walk, whatever you want to call it. And that means I have about a quarter mile to the highest point in Michigan. Really nothing's changed. It's all looked like this. Standard eastern deciduous forest. Mosquitoes can't keep up if I hike quickly, so that's good. And check in at the top. Finish up on the dirt road. So yeah, that's a middle of the road high point, I would say. Not very exciting, but after having a handful of them, you just drive to the side of the road, pull over, like Delaware in the suburbs, or Indiana or Ohio, I'd much rather walk 3 miles in the woods. But of course, you know, it's not a mountain. There's not going to be any views, so it's certainly not the best Michigan has to offer either. By the way, this is 400 feet. Elevation gain, didn't go downhill at all, so that would mean I started around 1500. So that's not bad. I mean, yeah, there's so many flat ones out there, so it's nice to have at least a little walk out of it. Parking area, high point. Look at this one, overlook, high point, and back. Not bad. Looks like that's Lake Superior. Last little stretch before the highest point in Michigan. Here it is, Mount Arvon, highest point in Michigan, 1,979 feet, high point number 21. Nice bench. People leaving their trash in here. Some guy who lived to 76. There it is, high point 21, 29 to go. Gonna go sign the register. Today we got Saginaw, Michigan, Bavena, Michigan, and Ishpeming, Michigan. Just locals. This one from Houston yesterday. Alright, that's going to wrap this one up. 21 down, 29 to go. Highest point of Michigan right here. Cool to get back into high point.